You know, detox is a very important procedure, and you can acquire detox by minimalistic fasting, by fasting, for example, once a week or several times a month, perhaps, if you want to. You know, once a week, once a month, or twice a month. You can actually have wholesome detox periods if you understand that fasting period can be beneficial. It can be 12-hour, half a day fast, or a full day fast. You can do it just only with liquids, without actually, you know, substance that you eat or consume. It's, if I have to find an analogy, it's kind of like your body's like a factory, and it's always working, costs a lot of energy. And if you never give your body a break at least once after certain cycles, then it's also going to have a price to pay, you know. And nobody wants to get sick or ill, or, you know, have problems with their immune system, or the intake of vitamins and all that stuff, and or, you know, fatigue or whatever, or being like burned out, or, you know, getting something like problematic, internal problematic, because you're not giving your body a break. Personally, I fast from waking up, well, actually from going to bed to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's kind of like 11 p.m. to 2 p.m. and that's kind of my fasting period throughout a day-to-day process. And then in the weekend, you know, also to do a detox, it's like actually the entire day. So Saturday is like an entire day of fasting for me, and during the week I don't do anything in the morning until the early afternoon, and all I do is like I drink liquids. Yeah, I keep hydrated, that's the only thing, but that's actually true fasting, is, you know, like flushing away, or, yeah, kind of like helping and aiding your body to expel all the mucus, you know, the mucus and the excessive stuff that is wearing heavy. You know, like when you got pre-packed and pre-processed food, you get a lot of things added to it. Like, it takes a lot of time for your body to get completely rid of it, and the more you pile up, like an anthill, for example, the less likely it's going to be able to deal with it, and it's going to leave a lot of things remaining in your body that are toxic and harmful. So detox is important. I do think that we live in a society in the West where that, in a way, either you're like a health freak in an extreme sense again, or you don't care about these things, or you can't be bothered. And you can see the consequences of, even if you go to extreme or you don't do it at all. There isn't like a going between, a middle way where people actually find some type of healthy balance that works for them on a personal level. That's why these things should be more personalized and individualized, and not just generalized, like you're selling a book or a course. I don't believe in it. It has to be really based on the person, because we're all unique and different. We all have different metabolisms, you know, different mental capacities, different way of dealing with life, you know, emotions and life and experiences. And it also goes with these things, you know, you want to fast, you want to detox, you want to cleanse your body, but cleansing yourself is a mental procedure, is an emotional procedure, is a physical procedure. And things like actual fresh air, like oxygen, and like water, purified water, like all these things are very essential to be able to detox yourself. And I'll be honest, sometimes you have to have a peak where you kind of live a more unhealthy lifestyle, well, you have an unhealthy habit, and then you reach that peak and you're like, okay, now I'm gonna do the opposite, but it's gonna be like a build down instead of a build up. And you will notice that the less likely you give in, because it's all about giving in and just going with the feeling and the need. The moment you break that, you stop that, is the moment you're going to realize that it is way easier than people think. It's not about going cold turkey, because that's the opposite of an extreme, and that never works. Unless you got real strong character and persona, but that's different. But for me, it's, if I just think about it experience-wise, if I feel like, okay, I've been you know, doing something in an excessive way that's actually more harmful, then the first thing I'm going to think about is, do I really need it? Is it right? How do I look if I would see myself? What benefits do I derive from it? Is it really worth it? Like, these questions play a part, and I have to make them for myself. I'm not going to let myself be influenced by other people, what other people say. You know, you get the same thing with, you know, when people stop drinking alcohol, when people stop smoking, when people stop vaping, like, there is like all these things when the people are going to push it upon you, like to immediately break, you know, cut it out, like stop it. But it has a side effect, because your body is kind of in tune and programmed to react and demand a certain way, because it has its own, it can take its control. You know, your body can hijack you and take control while you're just a passenger then in certain circumstances. And it's also with us, with craving, with a need, and that's why consumerism, for example, is very toxic as well. You need to detox from that as well. It's also a part of the whole detox process. It's detoxing from buying stuff, detoxing from over consuming, detoxing from bad habits, and detoxing from negative thoughts and negative outlook and mindset, doomerism. I think many people can actually do it, but I think we lack the motivation because there are too many distractions in the world, and because there are too many distractions, it becomes, you're more likely just to give up. You're like, I can't do it. I give in too fast. I can't make it last. Like these things don't stimulate and motivate, and it always brings you back or makes you even worse off than you started out. So yeah, I mean, what do you think about detox? Detox, is it an important part of life? Is it something we should actually introduce early on, when we're experiencing life, that it's not only reaping the benefits of our process, of our advancements, by participation in society, but it's also at the same time being able to step back and disconnect to heal, because that's something I think many people don't do because they're too involved, and that's also toxic. So you need a detox of that too. There's so many things in life you can detox from, but you just have to take the time to understand why it's essential to do it at certain times in your life, if it comes to people, mindset, food, habits, or just your routine. Anything deserves a healthy detox, and you shouldn't be ashamed, and you should definitely take the time if you really love yourself and you want to be on the top of your game and be the best version of yourself when it comes to dealing with people without having to force yourself or to drain yourself. So let me know in the comment section what you think. Have you ever detoxed, and how do you perceive detox? Is it just a typical thing that it has to do with an intake of food or having bad habit if it comes to diet, or is it something completely else what I just explained and you find similarities within because you got remembered by it? I'll see you next time.